Hello everyone, welcome to English Notes. Today we are talking about New Nepal. It's a poem written by Siddhi Charan Shrestha. He was born in 1912 and died in 1992. Let me start with the introduction to the poet. Siddhi Charan Shrestha is known as Yug Kavi in Nepali literature. He was born in Okhaldunga district. He started writing poetry from around 1930. And Siddhicharan Shrestha was jailed in 1940 for 18 years because he wrote, "There can be no peace without revolution." And at that time, Rana autocracy was in Nepal. Fortunately, he was released just after 4 years of his imprisonment in 1944. Siddhicharan Shrestha has written many poems, mainly about poverty, injustice, untouchability, and many other social issues. And mostly he wrote poems for politically suppressed people. And he is regarded by critics as the most subjective Nepali poet because most of his poems are focused inwardly. And New Nepal is also a political poem, one of his political poems. It is translated by Sridhar Lohani from Nepali into English. Talking about the context of the poem, we can say Nepal was ruled by Rana regime for more than 104 years. Rana regime started in 1903 Bikram Sambat, and until 2007 Bikram Sambat, Nepal was ruled by the Ranas. And Nepali citizens were suppressed politically, socially, and economically during the Rana regime. And people had to struggle for democracy in the country. So this poem, New Nepal, is an expression of the turbulence of the poet's time. He has used simple and calm words in this poem. This is a political poem that voices a strong call for Nepalese to rise above the inequalities of the past and bring a resurgence of freedom and human dignity. Let me start with the paraphrasing of the poem. There are 6 stanzas in this poem. And stanza 1 is, "Arise, wake up, reveal the hidden, O New Nepal, speak of truth and beauty." It means the citizens in New Nepal, that is, after the establishment of democracy, should arise and wake up for changes. They must speak out the truth and beauty. Because when there was Rana autocracy in Nepal, it was not possible for the general public to speak the truth, and they could not talk about anything they liked or anything they thought was beautiful. In stanza 2, let the cleanest current of consciousness gush forth with vigor, O New Nepal. Jump up and soar over this black uphill precipice. It means the people in New Nepal should be politically conscious of their rights and justice in the society. During the Rana regime, before the establishment of democracy in 2007 Bikram Sambat, it was not possible for people to raise their voice for their rights, and there was no justice in the society. Stanza 3. Set free the courage stifled with age-long persecution, O New Nepal. Send packing the worn-out disorder with furious laughter. It means the citizens must have courage to fight the age-long discriminations on the basis of caste, religion, language, class, gender, ethnicity, etc. They must mock at the worn-out disorder. There were many kinds of disorders in Nepalese society at that time. And the Ranas were the autocratic people. They were tyrants, and they did not give any kind of rights to people to speak, to use their decision. So whatever the order the Ranas gave, the people had to follow. Stanza 4. Let the advancing foot take the new step to bring forth the bright day, O New Nepal. Bless us with courage and caution, power and union. This means the country now should move forward for a bright future ahead. For this, the citizens must have the power of national unity along with courage and caution. Stanza 5. Distasteful rituals, heartless class divisions, away with all such idle forces, O New Nepal. Let the living thoughts resplendent with Nepali hearts conflagrate and open up. It means the idle forces like distasteful rituals and heartless class divisions are to be thrown away. The Nepalese people should now have broad mind and heart because after the change, after the establishment of democracy, people had to be open minded and people had to be open hearted. So the speaker requests the people, the citizens of Nepal, who saw the old Nepal, means the Nepal under the Rana autocracy, have to be ready for the change in the society, in the country. Stanza 6. Those not to be done acts performed in desperation under the cankerous inequality of wealth by hungry stomachs and bare backs annihilate all such evil elements, O New Nepal. This is the last stanza of the poem, and it means the new Nepal must get rid of all the evil elements like poverty, hunger, crimes, etc., that are created by the unequal distribution of wealth in the society. So, this poem can be summarized in this way. New Nepal, a six-stanza poem originally written by Siddhi Charan Shrestha in Nepali and translated into English by Sridhar Lohani, is a political poem that voices a strong call for Nepalese to rise above the inequalities of the past and bring in a resurgence of freedom and human dignity. The speaker urges the citizens of New Nepal to wake up and speak of truth and beauty that were hidden before. He encourages them to use their consciousness for overcoming the difficulties the people had been facing. He tells them to be courageous to end the old system of persecution and laugh furiously at the social disorders. He appeals them to be united and powerful so that they will be able to bring bright days ahead. He also requests the citizens to end inhuman class divisions and bad rituals so that everybody in New Nepal will have freedom and chance to grow. He says that all past heinous acts performed by the rich upon the poor must be ended in New Nepal. While trying to understand this poem, we can talk about the speaker. The speaker of this poem is a politically conscious Nepali citizen who knows the value of democracy, freedom, and justice in the society. And the intended audience of this poem are the Nepalese citizens living in persecution and inequality for ages. Before the establishment of democracy under the Rana autocracy, Nepalese people had to suffer very much because of different kinds of discriminations and different kinds of unequal behavior. Similarly, this poem has been written in the context of the establishment of democracy after the end of autocratic Rana regime. So the theme of this poem can be New Nepal must be better and more developed than old Nepal, where the Nepali citizens will be happy, free, and conscious about their rights. The poet has discussed about some evil elements in this poem. They are distasteful rituals, class divisions, age-long persecution, worn-out disorder, and cankerous inequality of wealth. The writer, the poet, has used the language in this poem in a specific way, and he has used some rhetorics here. First of all, the speaker is a politically conscious person, and he is a free-thinking person who likes justice in the society, who wants to establish justice and freedom in the society. And the speaker is well aware of the democratic rights of the people, of the citizen, and he knows the he knows fully the value of democracy. The tone of the speaker is loud and clear because in the 6 stanzas, in each stanza, the poet has clearly and loudly addressed his audience with the phrase, "O New Nepal." So in each stanza, he has repeated the same phrase, "O New Nepal." And most of the lines start with Babwan, and most of the lines are imperative in the structure. So the speaker is also commanding here. His voice is commanding, loud and clear. When we talk about the mood of this poem, we can say it is happy and excited, because the speaker of this poem is very happy after the establishment of democracy in the country, and he is very much excited to see New Nepal different from old Nepal. So this speaker is full of happiness and excited feelings. If we talk about the structure of this poem, we can find there are 6 stanzas, and in each stanza we can find many examples of alliteration. Alliteration actually is the repetition of same initial consonant sound in one line. In one line, if two or more than two same initial consonant sound is repeated, that is called alliteration. So this device has been used in this poem. For example, the word new and the word Nepal. New Nepal, the same initial consonant sound we can find. Similarly, cleanest, current, consciousness. Ka, 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 3 times. The same initial consonant sound has been repeated. So in each stanza, you can find many lines with alliteration. So this has been very important device for this poem. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe English Notes, and also please